So for Christmas, my wife Christy bought me some 4-foot LED shop lights. She bought a case of 8 of them from Amazon, and I was going to put just 4 of them in this part of the garage and then 2 of them back there in the back part of the garage. But I came in here one day and I opened up the hood, and all the lights back here were made it dark in here, and so I went and put all 4 of them up on this side, so made it a lot brighter in here. Now I can see to work. Because my next project is to get an air compressor figured out in this truck. You know, I could make the tank, I could finish my valves, but none of it would be worthwhile if I don't have any compressed air. So my next project is to figure that out. I got plenty of room, just don't know how I'm going to do it. So stick with me and we'll see if we can make something happen. There's a 22RE sitting here out of a truck that I rolled a few years ago. It had about 130,000 miles on it. I've got it because my 4Runner has like 330,000 miles on it. So someday I'm assuming that engine in the 4Runner is going to go, and I'll replace it with this one. But I needed a compressor, and so I stole the air conditioner compressor off of right there, which is here. Anyways, here's the compressor out of that 22RE that I'm going to try to use. I'm going to try to put it right down in here. If you look, there's a pulley that's got an open groove for a belt, so hopefully I can run it off of there somehow. But I can't remember what I did with the bracket that bolts that compressor to that engine. Just to be clear, I have no idea what I'm doing, so I don't think anybody should follow my advice, but I'm going to document it so I know what I did. That's the only reason I'm putting this on YouTube, so don't do what I do. I've been over here finagling what I'm gonna do, and so far, there was a nut on this water pump bolt. Took this bolt out of the intake manifold. There was a bolt here on the side of the head, and I took a bolt out of the exhaust manifold. So out of those 4 different places, I'm gonna try to come up here with some stuff and make some kind of a mount to put the air compressor right in here, somewhere in this area. So we will see what happens. So I found the mount, and at this point I've decided I'm not going to use it, but I'm going to, well, I'm not going to use it on the truck, but I am going to use it to build the mount. So the first thing I'm going to do is transfer this hole pattern to this piece of plate. The way I'm going to try. Alright, got the bracket cleaned off, got my tape put on here, stuck together nice and tight. Take a screwdriver, stick it through each hole. And I can pull this. Stay together, stay together. And I am going to put this right there. Take my spring-loaded punch and best guess center. Pull that off of there. So what I think I don't know, I'm still just winging this. What I'll probably end up doing is slotting these holes so that I can take the compressor and pull it to tighten the belt. Something like that. Maybe put some kind of adjuster over here to push it. So that's my plan for right now, but things are probably gonna change. So I'm gonna get this drilled out, cut a piece out. Gotta make some standoffs because this isn't flat. And go from there. I think that looks like a good place for the air compressor. What do you guys think? Just kidding. So this is where I'm at so far. Might look like a bunch of scaffolding under there, but that's all right for me. So I got that one down there bolted to the exhaust manifold, that one to the head, that one to the intake manifold. I'm still going to come off the water pump in a minute. But that will now sit in there. And the way I did this is I took a level all the way across from fender to fender, put some tape on there so I knew where it was every time I moved it, and just lined up the tops of those angles and cut them all off. So there's a couple of them that are a little bit off, but I can fill it up when I weld it, close the gap up. So I'm not for sure if you can see it, but something like that. So I'll just line it up with the other groove and the other pulley down there. Weld all this up. But I got to go mill some slots for those bolts so that I can tension the belt. So I'm going to tack this on just temporarily. I think I've got it lined up where I need it. Fuel filter's right there where I'm welding, so let's get out. Fires and it stays. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is take my tape measure and this ground clamp. If you go around this pulley, that's 42 inches around, and the compressor is all the way out, so I'm going to call it 40 inches. So that's a 400 V-belt. I'll swing by the auto parts store and see if I can tell them I need a 400, what is it, a 3V 400X, 3VX 400 for my 72 Chevy with a 94 Toyota pickup truck air conditioner compressor on it. See what they do. Alright, cool. Now I'll break this compressor back off of here and go and mill some slots in it. Plate with the milled slots in it, and it moves back and forth pretty good. So right there is going to be all the way loose. So I'm just going to snug it up right there and go and start building it from there. First thing I'm going to do is get this belt around the fan. Okay, so that's going to go there. The compressor. There we go, right there in that groove. Okay. So my belt's not long enough, but it's not long enough by a lot. Dang it. Yeah, I'm running back to town. I gotta get this figured out tonight so I don't have to think about it the rest of the night. Laying in bed, can't sleep, all that stuff. Take her back off. All right, I'm back. I bought a 42 1/4 and a 44. I'm gonna try this 44 first because I bet you it'll be this one. If it's longer than this, I ain't doing it tonight. It's probably going to be perfect. Actually, it's too long. That's good. So I wanted to put that right there. All right, try the other one. Oh my goodness. That's just about perfect. I'm going to tighten her up from there. bet you if it was 42, not 42 and a quarter, it'd have been perfect. Uh-oh, I just had a thought. The end cap that goes here is going to run into that mount. Let's look at that before we go any further. So what that is that's just a little Schrader valve for adding Freon and oil and stuff. So I'm not going to need that, so I'm just going to take my cutoff wheel and cut it off. And then when I figure out what I'm doing here, I'll probably just drill and tap that and put a pipe plug in it and call it good. So I'm going to cut that little piece off, and that won't be an issue. So I've got it sat up here. Now I've got to figure out how to line it up so that belt don't go flying off when hit 7,000 RPM. Turn and go forward. Come on, I want that tack to bend, not break. How does that look? Ooh, that looks really good right there. Oh. All right. That was bright. Woo! Now, I'm pretty sure the hood will close, but I better make sure. Well, let's see if I can put y'all right here. I'm gonna break that phone now, aren't I? Let's see. You guys let me know if the hood's gonna hit. Pull it off and see what sticks. Uh-oh. That tells me the center one didn't get welded on. That's telling me. Nope. Missed the center one, dang it. Alright, so I'm putting the bracket back on without the compressor to try and tack my third mount on there. That one just didn't cut it, so try again. I'm just shooting in the dark right here. I hope that worked. I guess see some heat soaking through the top, so hopefully it's got some penetration. Let's see. Who thinks this is going to line up all these bolt holes once I get it pulled out of here and weld it up solid? Leave a comment, see if you think it's going to pull or if it'll fit right back on there. We'll see.